Now at 6:30 on WKYT this morning, we're working to learn more information about a crash in Frankfort that killed 2 people and injured 2 others.
Plus, Southern Kentucky police say a woman shot her husband because she thought he was having an affair. We'll hear what neighbors had to say about the couple.
And Fayette County's new high school has a principal. What's in store for the new school and what he has to say about the position ahead on WKYT this morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday. I'm Sean Moody.
And I'm Michelle Chamberlain. It looks like, although it's the weekend, you may have to stay inside.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of rain coming today. Mike Linden is standing by with a look at your Saturday forecast.
Well, we are certainly looking at an active Saturday afternoon out ahead of us. Some storms already beginning to pop over western Kentucky right now. We look at close to the Adair County area near Campbellsville, and while we are seeing thunderstorms, they're very small in the grand scheme of things here. No real lightning even being detected out of these storms. Just some rainfall pushing eastward, but notice the line that they are somewhat in. That's indicative of these storms really trying to get going as we work our way forward into the afternoon today. But coming up in about 10 minutes, I'll show you why we are looking at big changes behind these storms. That's going to make things feel a bit more like autumn here in the late summer. That's coming up in about 10 minutes.
People will be looking forward to that. Thanks, Mike. A busy Franklin County road is back open this morning after a deadly crash shut it down for hours overnight.
Yeah, it happened on Wilkinson Boulevard near the Hall Street intersection in Frankfort. WKYT's Mike Byer is live there this morning with what we know so far. Mike?
Good morning, Michelle. The roadway reopened around 12:30 this morning. We recently talked to Frankfort police, but they couldn't tell us too many details about the deadly crash. Here's what we know right now. Police tell us for some unknown reason, one car crossed the median here at the intersection of Wilkinson Boulevard and Hall Street, or near the intersection rather. Emergency crews say they quickly tried to help the victims of the crash. Police tell us 4 people were involved, 2 in each car. Police say 2 people died in one of the cars. As of right now, we do not know the conditions of the 2 other people injured in the crash. Police are still trying to determine what led up to the deadly accident. Now, we spoke with the Franklin County coroner a short time ago. He says he's not releasing the names of the victims until their families are notified. We're expecting him to release those names sometime today. Live in Frankfort, Mike Byer, WKYT.
Thank you, Mike. New on WKYT this morning, Lexington police are trying to find a driver who they believe tossed a gun out of its car near UK's campus. It happened after 3:30 this morning on South Martin Luther King Boulevard near Blazer Hall. Police tell us a silver passenger car tossed the gun and some witnesses saw it. Lexington police are working with UK police to figure out what happened.
A man faces charges this morning after a home invasion in Pulaski County. Somerset police say Gregory Miller showed up at a home on Canary Drive Thursday night armed with a shotgun. Police say the homeowner grabbed Miller's gun, and during a struggle, the gun went off, sending a shot into the ceiling. Police say the victim's child ran next door to call 911. They say the homeowner held Miller in that home until they got there. Police say Miller was taken to the hospital for some injuries. He's been charged with burglary and wanton endangerment. Kentucky State Police have arrested a man who they say killed a woman and left her body in a river. Police charged Clark Smith with murder, tampering with evidence, and abuse of a corpse. They arrested him at his home in Cave City. Police say Smith killed Kristen Edwards last month. They later found her body inside a tote bag in the Green River in Hart County. Police have not said what they believe led up to that murder.
Police in Jackson County say a woman shot her husband because she thought he was having an affair. They've charged Brenda Schumeyer with assault. Police say her husband, Bruce, showed up at the couple's home with another woman. So they say Strohmeyer shot him in the arm. Neighbors we talked to say they've never had any issues with the couple.
I used to talk to him quite often. When I'm out here, he'll stop and talk, and she'll stop and talk.
Police say Bruce Strohmeyer was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
A grand jury has indicted a Clark County pretrial officer accused of having sex with an inmate. Daphne Kelly faces rape and complicity to commit escape charges. They say Kelly had sex with inmate James Bussell while he was on work release from the Clark County jail. The grand jury indicted Bussell on escape, promoting contraband, and being a persistent felony offender charges. Another court worker, James Lovings, was indicted for complicity to commit escape. Investigators say he helped Bussell stay out of the jail. A man found guilty of killing his girlfriend walked out of a southern Kentucky courthouse a free man, and the victim's family tells us it's not justice. The jury convicted Christopher Bird of reckless homicide for the death of Shannon Engel last year. But Bird was able to walk out of that courthouse after the judge sentenced him to 1 year behind bars. Now, Bird had already served more than 400 days in jail, and those days were credited toward his sentence. The victim's mother, Misty Rambo, was not happy with that outcome.
He may have escaped justice on this earth, but there is a God that he cannot run from. And I most definitely know that I have never had an apology from this man at all, period.
Engel's mother says her daughter had filed an EPO against Bird months before the shooting, but because the couple did not show up for court, that case was dismissed. She says she'll continue to be a voice for domestic violence victims and work to strengthen laws regarding EPOs.
We have new information this morning about the investigation into why a child was left alone in a Lexington daycare's van for hours. Our news partners at the Herald-Leader report the state has now revoked the license of Precious Jewels Daycare on Augusta Drive. Earlier this month, Lexington police say a 3-year-old child was left alone inside a daycare van for more than 9 hours. They've charged the van's driver, Dorothy Gateskill, with wanton endangerment. Police say the child was not seriously injured. Fayette County's new high school has a principal. School leaders announced Bryan Station Middle School principal Lester Diaz has been named principal of the new school. The new school is currently under construction off of Winchester Road and will open next year. For now, the school is being called Fayette County High School number 6, but Diaz says he plans to change that as soon as possible, and he's looking forward to the future.
This is an opportunity, a great opportunity, to do something that only a handful of leaders have done. Great leaders, to start something from scratch.
Diaz says a committee will meet Monday to determine if he will continue as principal at Bryan Station Middle School for the rest of this school year.
More volunteers from here in Kentucky are heading to Louisiana to help people there recover from historic flooding. This Tuesday, Kentucky Baptist disaster relief volunteer Judy Kendall will return to a community in need of a lot of help. You see all those flooded streets there. She's heading south to Louisiana, where thousands are still trying to dry out after that major flooding. Kentucky's Regional Disaster Program Specialist Loretta Henderson is there now working in a shelter.
There's a humongous need here for housing. The folks have been completely displaced. Most of them are coming in with only a grocery bag of clothing or a few pieces of paper.
Henderson plans on being there in Baton Rouge for the rest of the month. The Kentucky Baptist Disaster Relief Organization will send close to 75 volunteers.
Next Saturday will mark 10 years since the crash of Comair Flight 5191. 49 people died when the plane crashed near Bluegrass Airport on August 27, 2006. A memorial service will be held next Saturday morning at the UK Arboretum, where a memorial sculpture for the victims was built. WKYT will air that memorial service live. It will begin at 10 o'clock a.m. 1 week from today. You'll also be able to watch the service on our website, WKYT.com.
Hard to believe it's been that long. There will be a special memorial volleyball tournament held in memory of one of those crash victims today. Fenton Dawson died in the crash. He was an avid volleyball player. Family and friends have honored him these past few years with a tournament in his name. Now, this will be the final year of the event. The tournament will happen at the Kentucky Basketball Academy here in Lexington from 9 o'clock this morning until 5 o'clock this afternoon.
And Picnic with the Pops is going on this weekend in Lexington. The concert event is known for its annual table decorating contest. Guests are invited to bring their own picnics or order food from food trucks that are available on site. Tonight's event is an evening with Matthew Morrison. Morrison was one of the stars on the show Glee, and it's at the Keene Meadow near the Keeneland Entertainment Center. Gates open at 6, and the show will begin at about 8:30. The Woodland Art Fair starts today as well. More than 200 artists will showcase their work at Woodland Park. There will also be live music and entertainment as well as food and drink vendors. The fair is free and open to the public. It will run from 10 to 6 o'clock today and from 10 to 5 o'clock tomorrow.
Some local dentists are coming together for the 4th annual Dentistry from the Heart event. Justice Dental and some other local dentists will provide free fillings, extractions, or cleanings to as many patients as possible today. The event runs from 9 to 4 at Justice Dental on Blazer Parkway. The event is for anyone who can get to that office. The first 100 patients are guaranteed to be seen on a first-come, first-served basis. Also, you can take your kids to check out some creepy crawly creatures today at the Lexington Convention Center. The Kentucky Reptile Expo starts at 10 o'clock this morning. You can see all kinds of reptiles and bugs there. Admission is $5 at the door.
Lakeside Live continues tonight at the Lexington Green. Point 7 and Ben Lacey and Alan McKenzie will play tonight as part of the summer music series. Things kick off at around 6 o'clock. There will be local food and drink vendors at that event as well. And you're going to be at the Woodland Art Fair today, correct?
Yeah, there will be a lot of WKYT reporters and anchors out there all day long. We're kind of doing rotating shifts, so if you see us out there, come say hi.
Yeah, come say hi.
Yep. Coming up on 6:40 now on your Saturday morning, and there's still plenty ahead.
Yeah, we'll meet an Indianapolis personal trainer who will probably put your gym routine to shame. Is that right, Mike?
I guess so. I mean, we got to wait and see. But one thing we don't have to wait and see for is active weather. We're seeing it this morning, and there's still more on the way, much like that workout routine. We'll show you what's coming up.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with Mike Linden.
Here we go again. Stormy and humid weather as we work our way into and through the weekend. We kick off Saturday morning, though, with some scattered storms over southwestern Kentucky. We look at Adair County and close to the Lake Cumberland area, where we're finding these thunderstorms tracking their way eastward. Now, this particular storm cell over Adair County is shrinking a bit, but still packing some heavy rain on the backside of it near Gresham. Over the Russell Springs area and near Lake Cumberland, we are also seeing some thunderstorms beginning to pop. That will be the case through the rest of this morning. Thunderstorms will start to grow a little bit, but the bulk of those storms are still off to our west, part of this cold front system that right now sits over the plains area and extends northward into Minneapolis. Now, behind that front is cooler, drier air that's going to make things feel wonderful as we get into Monday. But we have to get there first for us to feel that wonderful cool air. Today, more of the same. The mid to low 80s, which is right around normal for this time of year, with thunderstorms, especially so into the afternoon and evening. If you're heading out tonight, just be sure to toss an umbrella in your back seat just in case. It can certainly never hurt. Now, if we look hour by hour at the way this storm will advance through the bluegrass, look at this. This is right around 3 o'clock this afternoon. Notice the scattered nature of those storms over Kentucky. As that front gets a little closer to us from the west, things do get a bit more organized and a bit more widespread. Notice this tongue of moisture here from the north through the south and into the southeastern mountains. You can see the yellows embedded within it there. That indicates some heavy rain. And I know we sound like a broken record, all of us here at WKYT, but local high water issues could certainly become something to watch out for, especially with more rain on top of areas that have seen plenty of it this season. So that's certainly something to watch out for into the evening hours. Overnight, still looking at additional rounds of rainfall and even into tomorrow morning as that front stalls out a little bit over us and begins to work its way eastward. Notice still tracking some additional storms over the southeastern mountains, even by 1 o'clock tomorrow. But behind the active weather, clearer conditions, the humidity will drop significantly, and cooler air will begin to work its way in place. Sunday afternoon looks fantastic, as does Monday too. But through Sunday afternoon and evening, we are looking at picking up quite a bit of rainfall for that area. Remember, from the north right on through to the south. It's pretty much right on through the I-75 corridor here. We're looking at Lexington, Pulaski County, close to about an inch of rainfall in a rather short period of time. Now notice where that front is coming in from the northwest. Well, this green overlay here is a marginal threat for severe weather. That does include Jefferson County and westward. But again, once that front works its way eastward, brings us the strong storms, things are going to clear out and begin to feel wonderful. That cooler air is drier as well, and that is going to make it feel a lot more like September here in the late run of August, with high temperatures falling almost 5 to near 10 degrees in some spots below where they should be for this time of year. A little bumpy, though, for us to get there Monday, Tuesday, because today and tomorrow look stormy, especially so this afternoon and through most of tomorrow morning. If you have plans to be outside today, have an umbrella with you. If you have plans to be outside tomorrow afternoon, well, good for you, because tomorrow looks like a wonderful, wonderful day.
Yeah, Monday looks great too.
Yeah,
it's a good way to start the week.
Yeah, Mother Nature does not have a case of the Mondays with what it looks like on Monday.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot, Mike. Well, there's no age limit for the gym. One Indianapolis personal trainer has absolutely proven that.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed. Meet Terry Zobel. She's one of the Indiana's oldest personal trainers, and she will put you to work. Zobel teaches, instructs, coaches, and inspires. Her clients look at her knowing if she can get through an exercise, you know what, they can too. She proves there's no time like the present. She chooses a professional path when most are decades into retirement. She worked to become a certified personal trainer at, get this, the age of 80.
It's really a dream that I've wanted, but I needed somebody to tell me that age wasn't a factor.
Good lesson there. Instead, age is an asset for Zobel. She said she's quickly learned that her availability in the gym broke barriers for some who had been too intimidated to train. Zobel lives by example, staying active herself. She averages at least 7 5K races every year.
Very impressive. That's cool.
And that's why I'm embarrassed, because I don't get out there and do that. I need to. She's inspiring.
She puts us all to shame, that is for sure. It's 6:48 now on your Saturday morning.
We'll take a look at your money when we come back.
How soon you may be able to see self-driving vehicles on Ohio streets, and the city that could see a huge economic impact from the NBA. I'm Kenneth Craig. I'll have those stories and more coming up in your CBS MoneyWatch report.
Welcome back to WKYT This Morning. It's 6:51 on your Saturday. Looks like the NBA All-Star Game will have a new home next season, all because of a controversial law.
Plus, if you're heading to Ohio in the near future, you could start seeing self-driving cars on the roadways. Kenneth Craig has the latest on your money.
New Orleans will now host the 2017 NBA All-Star Game after the NBA pulled out of Charlotte, North Carolina because of its controversial bathroom law. Charlotte was expecting an economic impact of nearly $100 million. A number of other entertainers have also canceled shows in North Carolina. Stocks fell Friday. The Dow was down 45. The Nasdaq fell 1. Self-driving vehicles could soon be hitting the pavement in Ohio. Testing on Ohio's toll road is set to begin within the next year. Ohio is one of a handful of states starting to test and research self-driving vehicles. For the first time since Prohibition, shoppers in Pennsylvania are now able to buy wine in a grocery store. A store in the Robinson Township will be able to sell wine starting Friday. Until now, only state-owned stores have been able to sell wine. That's your CBS MoneyWatch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. In New York, I'm Kenneth Craig.
Welcome back to WKYT This Morning, 6:55 on your Saturday, and there's a lot going on today.
There really is, and here's a look at some of the things that are happening on this Saturday. There will be a special memorial volleyball tournament held in memory of one of the crash victims of Flight 5191, and that's going to take place today. This will be the final year of the event. The tournament will take place at the Kentucky Basketball Academy in Lexington from 9 this morning until 5 o'clock this afternoon.
Also, the Woodland Art Fair starts today. More than 200 artists are going to showcase their work at Woodland Park. There will also be live music and entertainment, as well, of course, as food and drink vendors. The fair is free and open to the public. It goes from 10 to 6 today and 10 to 5 tomorrow.
Well, if you are heading out to the art fair, or if you're just heading outside in general, today is looking a bit stormy, especially so as we head into the afternoon and evening hours. A cold front coming in from the west that will kick off those thunderstorms. We're looking at quite a bit of rainfall, especially overnight and into your Sunday. Things on Sunday, though, do seem to look a little bit better. We'll mainly run the chance for storms early, then clear out, and then into Sunday afternoon and Monday, some fantastic cooler, drier weather looks set to take over. So feeling a little bit more like September here in the late runnings of August, especially as we head into the new work week. Today, throw an umbrella in the back seat just in case, certainly couldn't hurt. And why not keep it with you into tomorrow morning as well if you're heading out to church. Tomorrow afternoon, looking a lot a lot better, especially Monday, too.
Yeah, it'd be a good weekend for a 3-day weekend with that Monday forecast.
Yeah, no kidding. If you have some days off, maybe call one on Monday.
There you go.
That's a good thought.
Nobody is more up to date than you to start the day. We'll be right back in just a minute with more news.